experiences, Napa Valley wine tasting, spoiling my women friends, sitting at the table with millionaires. The narrative is tax loops, accounts offshore squares. It's not allowed.
Welcome. If you can see me, press 1, and if you can hear me, press 2. If everything is top shelf or nothing on your end, let me know. If you can see me, press 1, and if you can hear me, press 2. Welcome. Top of the week. I hope everybody is enjoying their holiday. Okay, there we go. I hope everybody's enjoying their holiday. I hope you are safe. I hope you are loved. How are you doing? Hopefully you are somewhere good, in the presence of friends and family and people that appreciate you and people that see you. Hopefully you are good. And even in your frolicking, I hope that you are good. And I hope everything you're doing is top shelf or nothing. How you doing on this holiday, everybody? You came to the right place at the right time. You could be anywhere in the world, but you just happen to find yourself here. So I am definitely honored that I get to chop it up with the family. If this is your first time here, you're in good company, right? And if you are returning, coming back to the fam, well, this doesn't go on without you, right? Shout out to the fellowship. This is Coin Gang, the number one home for personal development, the place where people come with that out the box philosophy. It's a safe space. And this is ministry for the abstract mind. You come here one way and you leave another, a better way. You're a better version of yourself. That's what we do over here. If you have babies, please keep them close to you. Talk to them. See what's on their mind. No separation between you and your cubs. Walk with them every day through this journey, and understand that in your children's life, different seasons is going to require you to wear different hats. You're going to have to show up differently each season for your child. But remember, that child is your teacher. So don't forget that while you're the parent, that is your teacher. Excuse me. If you are on, before I go there, if you have someone in your life, be patient with each other, right? Love on each other. Life is short. You don't want to wake up one day and that person that you've been taking for granted, you don't have access to them no more. Life is tricky like that. So be patient with the person in your life. If you're on Facebook, I'm going to say something today, and if it touches you, go ahead and support it by clicking that little heart button at the bottom of the screen. If you're on YouTube, Super Chat is your friend. Membership is also your friend, especially if you want to be a part of this coming Sunday's masterclass. We didn't do it yesterday because people are traveling. So I wanted to be mindful of that. I didn't want anybody to skip anything, but we will definitely pick it up this Sunday, and that'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern. And that will be the 4th week of our How to Body Bag Builds masterclass. And the only way you can be a part of that, you have to be a member on Facebook, on YouTube, or on kenbillions.com. So if you're interested in that, get back with me, or you could just start clicking the buttons. Today, we're going to talk about what is freedom. What is freedom? We're going to talk about the addiction to a group identity. The addiction to a group identity. We're going to talk about the fear of being an individual. Right? I want to help some people get free. I want to help some people slide gracefully into their individuality. Over here, I promote the individual over the collective. If you are interested in the collective, good luck on your path, but it's a lot of challenge for that. Over here, we focus on ministering to the individual and the personal development and the growth of the individual. A lot of the times, the individual is suppressed by the collective, and we're going to talk about that today because I want to help you get really, really free. I don't want to help you get off one plantation and you go get on another plantation. I'm talking about total freedom. I'm talking about total accountability and taking control over your own life. We're going to talk about the blueprint to individualism. Our conversation today, today's build is escaping the Negro plantation and the path to individuality. Escaping the Negro plantation. I know that hits a certain type of way because many people didn't know that the Negro plantation was a real thing. We've only heard of one plantation, Massa, right? We only know about Massa's plantation, right? We only know about breeding farms from Massa. We know about the overseer. We know about Chicken George. We know about Amistad, right? We know about Roots. We know about the white man's plantation, but what we didn't know that when you leave the white man's plantation, there's another plantation, right? You just exchange one thing for another. See, you didn't know that these Negroes have a plantation for you too. You thought it was love over here, right? You thought it was, yeah, let me find some people that look just like me, and then things are going to be a little bit better. How's that working? Do you feel free? Feel like you can be yourself? If you can, shout out to you. You should write a book about that. You should counsel others that are stuck and trapped in the Negro matrix. And yes, there is a Negro matrix, and it's coming for you, it's coming for your children, it's coming for your identity, it's coming for your livelihood. The Negro matrix, the Negro plantation is going to come for your babies, it's going to come for your family. The moment you think you're about to think a different thought, it's going to snatch that from you. It's going to label you. It's going to call you names so you get back in pocket. It's going to tell you how you should spend your money. It's going to tell you who you need to mate with. And if you don't mate with the person that the matrix or the plantation says you should mate with, then you're out of here, right? No more family for you. No more cookouts for you. You are done. You are out of here. Huh. So you didn't know that there were different types of matrices, right? When we're watching Kunta, we're looking at a physical plantation or physical matrix, right? We don't know the levels of the womb because the plantation is a womb, right? It's something that you're enclosed in. It's something that's giving birth to you. Womb and matrix are the same thing. The plantation is a matrix. So when you're on this one, you're going through physical trauma, right? You're being abused physically, sexually, emotionally, mentally, right? And so you fight for freedom. You do everything that you can to make sure the next generation coming behind you has an opportunity for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You do everything you can to make sure that your child has options. You put your freedom on the line. You put your time, your blood on the line just for you to get free from the white man's plantation, only to walk on the Negro plantation. And you walk right back in chains. The difference with the Negro plantation, though, the Negro plantation is a creative bondage. The white man's plantation is a physical bondage. Your movements are being restricted, right? Your ability to do is being controlled. But the Negro plantation or the Negro matrix, it's not a physical bondage, it's a mental bondage. See, they have control over your mind. They police your thoughts. They police your image and your interests. They even police your mate. If your mate doesn't have the right complexion, beep, 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 these little birdies gonna talk, you know. If your child has that certain hair texture, beep, 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 the little birdies is gonna talk. Let me show you something real quick. Just talking about plantations, right? If you live in New Orleans, then you know this plantation, or Louisiana. This is the Oak Alley plantation. This plantation is in Louisiana. It is 11,500 square feet. Massive, right? It's 11,500 square feet. This property is massive, and the look of it is so eerie. Just to think that it was once people working for free here, you know, just to think it was people that were living here that didn't have the option to, when they used the bathroom or bathed, they had to go through someone else. And to think that you can go on a tour of this plantation. The more mind fuck is when you ran away from here, you ran onto another plantation and you didn't even know it, because you ran to the brother man, right? You wanted to get away from the other man, so you ran to the brother man, but you didn't understand that the brother man also has a plantation. Everybody wants some of your energy, right? Everybody wants some of your attention. We was thinking that the brother man was naturally righteous, and the spirit in the brother man was different than the spirit in the other man. But we realize through trial and error and life teaching us things, that the same thing that exists inside the other man also exists inside the brother man. The plantation is just different, right? One you can see, one you can feel. One is physical, one is mental, right? See, when you're on this plantation right here, you know what it is, right? When you're on this plantation, you know the rules. When you're on the Negro plantation, you're not quite clear on what the rules are. And you learn about those rules when they begin to police you, when they begin to put you back in line. You have to vote a certain type of way, right? Your religion has to align with this. Your musical taste has to align with that. The way you talk about the culture better be of a certain tone, because if it's too far right, then you have white supremacist talking points, right? And then if it's not too far, if it's too far left, oh man, you need to do your research, your sheep, your Uncle Tom. This plantation is called the Belle Meade Plantation. This is in Nashville. This is 20,000 square feet. Look at this real estate, man. 20,000 square feet. People used to work this land, right? And again, it's so trippy that people risked their life, even died, to get off this plantation, only to step foot on the Negro plantation. See, no one told us the rules. You thought that if you get off here, then you're free. You didn't know that this other group of people claiming to be your family, claiming to love you and be your brother and sister, you know what? They got a lasso for you too. They got a whip for you too. They got chains for you too. They got death for you too. They got dysfunction and despair for you too, right? They have ill will for you too, but you don't think that, right? Man, creme de la creme right here. The Nottoway Plantation, 64 rooms, 7 staircases, 5 galleries. This plantation has 64 rooms, 7 staircases, 5 galleries. Just imagine being on the outside looking in, and you like, wow, wow, this is how these people really live, right? And just imagine wanting to leave here and want to go build your own and be autonomous and do your own thing. And when you leave here, you have people that you think are going to help you and think that are in support of you, because after all, you are the other man. You have to be different than, or you are the brother man. You have to be different than the other man. You leaving off this plantation like, man, I need to build my own. A man got to be in charge of his own stuff. A woman got to be in charge of their own stuff. You leave the plantation and boop, everywhere you go, there you are. These plantations are incredible. 53,000 square feet. That's hell. That's crazy, right? 53,000 square feet. When you come on the black plantation doesn't promote that you can build something like that. The black plantation, it doesn't promote that you can build something that's 53,000 square feet, because after all, if you build it, someone is going to take it. And then if you build it, you got to be mindful that everybody can't do what you do. And then don't forget to help out. And then don't forget to say the right things. And then don't forget to marry the person that we say marry, and drive the car we say drive. You get where I'm going? When you hop on a Negro plantation, there goes your innocence. When you walk in a Negro plantation, boop, there goes your dreams. You went from having individual dreams as a boy and girl to having collective dreams of pie in the sky, right? Boop, there goes your individuality. Boop, there goes your sexuality. You better sleep who we say, and keep your sexual behavior within this spectrum that I can understand it. If I don't understand it, it's a problem. If I don't understand your mating decision, it's a problem. That religion that's a problem, right? Your clothes, what are you doing? You're weird. That's a problem, right? You don't do the Cupid shuffle. Oh man, that's a problem. You a weirdo. You don't like Future? What kind of music you listening to? When you go into the Negro plantation, one of the things that it makes you addicted to is groupthink. Thinking like an entire group. And they even bully you now and pressure you now by trying to compare you to other people. Well, the Asians do it, right? Oh, the Japanese do it, the Italians do it. Why don't they just do what they're talking about? Why you gotta go, right? How come they just can't do it, right? How come they never come to you and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, right? You know what they say? We need to. We should. They never come and put nothing on the table showing you bloody knuckles, showing you calluses. They don't come to you with farm dirt in their hand saying, I already got the land. I already built the house. I already got the plan. They sit down and say, we need to, we should, why don't we? Right? And what that is designed to do is to put you in the groupthink mentality, right? And to have you working for free for a bunch of other people, right? And you never be the beneficiary of the things that you're doing, right? You go front line so they can watch you, right? So they get you addicted to groupthink, right? And you don't know that those conversations or that you don't know that those generalizations that are made have nothing to do with you. I'll give you an example. Every day someone comes to one of my pages somewhere and reminds me what so-called Black people are doing, right? And when they talk like this, they're assuming that I'm part of the group, right? And one of the mistakes they're making is not asking my consent. You can't just stick a person in a group. I don't care what other people think I am. I thought Eminem said I am whatever I say I am. I mean, if you have a nation of people that are saying they're a specific gender, right? And they get people to address them as such, right? I could choose not to be a part of the Blacks. I could choose not to be a part of the Negro plantation. I mean, this is about free choice, right? This is about people self-defining, right? Well, I don't choose to be in that group because that group doesn't represent my interests. That group, the direction of the group, the core values, the mission statement, I'm not with it, right? But the Negro plantation will trick you and make you think you don't have a choice. They will think that you don't have a choice of being something other than the group. And they make you scared as if when you're in a jam or when your life depending on it, the cultural practices of the group is going to be your comfort, right? The default setting in the group is struggle. The default setting in the group is like prayer and hope and pain, right? We shall overcome. That's the default setting if we pray hard and if we just be good people, you know. The default setting is not a default setting of conquering. It's not a default setting of empire. It's not a default setting of conquest, right? It's a default setting of being defensive, always in a defensive stance, never playing offense. The default setting also robs you of agency. This is just what the Negro plantation is baked with. What I'm saying is it's baked inside of it, inside the code. If you are on the Negro plantation, you have no individuality. You have no agency over nothing in your life. You have to ask permission from the group. You will always be put in conversations without your consent. When somebody is generalizing and they're talking about the blacks, they are including you in it as if you don't have your own path outside of the group, right? Now I'm down with certain points of narcissism, right? I think some levels of narcissism are a good weapon to have in the toolbox in a world that wants to make you feel shame and try to blame you and try to kick you down. I think there's certain levels of narcissism that's useful. However, I don't like when people exert their narcissism on me. I'll give you an example. The Negro plantation assumes that I want to be down. They make an assumption that the resources I get, I planned on using them for you and what you have going on. The Negro plantation made an assumption that I happen to like the girls over there and I want to hang out with the guys over there, because the Negro plantation wouldn't ever expect me or you to reject them, right? The Negro plantation wouldn't expect you or me to walk the other way and to walk the path least traveled. The Negro plantation assumes that you want to be at this imaginary cookout at the same table as them, wearing the same clothes as them. The Negro plantation assumes that you all have the same enemy. Whatever the Negro plantation likes, you better like, right? Whatever the Negro plantation says, you better repeat, because after all, you got to stay on code, right? I went looking for this code one day. I went to the Grand Canyon to see if the code was written in the stone. There was no code. I went to Vegas on the strip and I was walking up and down the strip. You know, I was getting in conversations with homeless cats. Yo, man, what's up, bro? You know, asking them about their life. But then, you know, I would ask them, do you know what the code is? I'm like, no, I don't know what the code is. I'm like, yo, I'm supposed to stay on code. And they're like, man, I don't know what it is. So then I go in the casino. I'm talking to the bosses. I'm talking to the money getters. And we get in conversations and I'm asking them about the code, because stay on code, stay on code. So I'm traveling around the country and I'm looking for the code, right? I go to the National Smithsonian Art Museum in DC. I'm like, I wonder if the code in here. You know, someone painted the code, right? I went to different museums around the country that has papyruses and old stone, because maybe the code is written down on some ancient text like the Sumerians, right? So I'm looking for this code, and I'm talking to people from the projects. I'm talking to people from the hills. I'm talking to the haves. I'm talking to the have-nots, and nobody knows where this code is at, right? And then I had to scratch my head about the Negro plantation, because the Negro plantation is telling me to stay on code, but I can't find it nowhere. What book is this code written in? So it's interesting that the Negro plantation assumes that you first of all agree with the code. They assume that you read the code. They assume that you know the code. And if you step back and say, you know what, I'll pass because I don't know what this code is, man, you're a bedwitch. You're an agent. Um, you are a Trump supporter. You are a bunch of names because you were told to stay on a code that you never heard of. If you dare on that Negro plantation look across the field and imagine being an individual, you're sinning against the collective. You know this, right? You're not allowed to be a capitalist. Your whole purpose for you getting money and you getting successful is so you can help the group. They don't even ask you what you want. They don't even care because the Negro plantation has a collective narcissism baked into it that it expects your blood, your air, your time, your money. It expects your attention because what else would you do? Because after all the other groups are doing it, right? That's what they tell you. When the Negro plantation engineers this addiction into you, right? This addiction to groupthink. You only say we, you never say me. The Negro plantation, when it gets you addicted to groupthink, it takes your ability to be in the me business and it keeps you in the we business. And in the we business, in the Negro plantation, will never benefit you. When you're in the we business of the Negro plantation, your time and efforts are going to benefit other movements, other people's agenda. There will be no trickle down effect or trickle down resources or trickle down prosperity that you and yours receive. And guess what happens? When you say, I'm gonna cancel my membership for the Negro plantation, they just replace you with someone else because symbolism, a fiery speech by a charismatic leader from the past, nostalgia. So when you leave the Negro plantation, trust me, there's always gonna be somebody come and sign up, right? Because it's about doing it's about doing the greater good. But what's the greater good of what's more greater than being a present mother and being a present father? What's more greater than fellowshipping with the friends and the family that you personally know? What's more greater than repairing old relationships before we run out here and try to make all these new relationships, right? But the Negro plantation thinks there's something greater than that, what I was mentioning. The collective. The collective. Everybody. Even people that you don't align with, even people that you don't like. Right? Even people that you don't like. That's still your brother. That's still your sister. You know what? If you get a job in the media, you better only say positive things about Black people. You better. You better not be too critical. You better not have your own mind. In fact, in the Negro plantation, on the Negro plantation, when you do have your own mind, the collective don't even believe that those are your thoughts. The collective believes that the thoughts you're saying is your handler told you to say that. You know why? because you couldn't possibly be a self-governing individual. No way. Hell no. The collective can't fathom you saying all that, having your own opinion. You must have a handler, because there's no such thing as a free Negro. You must have a handler, black man, because there's no such thing as a black man having his own opinion about something. So therefore, on the Negro plantation, the collective says, those aren't your thoughts. Somebody got to be behind the scenes telling you to say that, because the Negro plantation assumes that everybody likes them. You have to agree with all of my decisions, you have to agree with everything. And if you disagree and you do it publicly with passion and a certain type of tonality, you are a sellout. You need to be canceled. Oh, you're not on code. I was out the country about a week and a half ago. And, I was enjoying myself, enjoying the sights. But then I remembered the code, right? So I'm asking, I'm in Mexico. I'm asking the people there, Senor, I'm trying to get the lingo for code. And the Mexican man was like, no. I'm like, no code. I got an interpreter and I'm trying to tell them about the code, because this code that I'm supposed to stay on, it gotta be universal. It can't just be something that I understand in American ghettos. No, the code, I'm thinking, is something greater, something big, because for me to be blamed or crucified or chastised or shamed for not staying on code, clearly I am breaking some type of covenant. So when I was out the country, I wanted to find out the code there, right? And it was this universal code. And it wasn't. But then I did notice some type of code, though. I had to find out on my own, because that gentleman that was trying to sell me something, when I'm asking him about a code and he says no, after the conversation is over, he goes to a kid and he goes to a woman. And then another kid comes over, and then I noticed that was that man's family. And I was like, that's the code right there. Your own tribe. See, I was making the mistake. I was running around trying to find the code, collective thinking, and I was skipping over what the real code was. And the code is your children, your friends, people in your family that you rock with, your tribe that you put together from your experiences. Some of them are not going to be blood. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are not going to be related to you. Some of these people you're going to find along the way, and you shouldn't be restricted by a plantation thinking. The Negro plantation will tell you that you don't have no allies. You don't have any friends. We don't have no friends, right? You know what that does to your mindset? You know what that does to you? You go out in the world thinking that the entire world hates you, right? You go out in the world thinking that the world dislikes you. What about if the world just disliked them? What does that have to do with you? You're your own person. The Negro plantation will tell you and convince you that we don't have any friends. See, they put you in that we without your consent. They ain't even ask you if you wanted to be in the group, right? Oh, we don't have any allies. We don't have any friends. But the interesting thing about that Negro plantation, for all of its we talk, y'all won't believe this. The Negro plantation gets very individualistic when their income tax comes back. When their stimulus checks comes, there's no more we. They win the lottery, they hit a lick, there's no we. When they're turned up and they got temp tags on the whip, ain't no we. The Negro plantation is very interesting like that because once that money runs out, now it's a we again. On the family trips they take, there's no we. When they're having sex, doing the oochie coochie, there's no we. But when the police misuse their power on those people, now it's a we. Now we have to stick together. And I'm like, the Negro plantation, I'm like, yo, if I don't eat with you, if I don't break bread with you, why would I suffer with you? Why would I suffer with you, Negro plantation, and we don't break bread together? Right? We have no relationship with each other. But when it's come to pain, when it's related to pain, I'm supposed to share the pain with you. Y'all got to get off the Negro plantation. They're only going to share pain with you. They're not going to break bread with you. They're not going to spend time, intimate time with you when you need it. Whatever your insecurities are, they're going to highlight that. They're going to dig in your past to try to make it seem like you're not who you are, because you got to get your ass back on the plantation. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. It's not just one plantation. These ain't your brothers. These ain't your sisters. These are ops. The whole world is an op until otherwise, right? If they're not part of your tribe, if they're not part of your crew, if they're not part of your love circle, they're an op or a customer. You should either be avoiding them or trying to sell to them. Other than that, what are we talking about here? They keep you on that Negro plantation because you have a fear of your individuality. But I'm not blaming you and I'm not knocking you, because I had the same fear too. I had a fear of my own individuality. I had fear over my choice. I didn't want to choose. I wanted somebody to choose for me, man. I wanted somebody to use their mind for me, because I'm in the Negro plantation. You know, I can't make decisions for myself. I'm scared. What if I'm wrong? What if I fail? Right? What if I fail? What if? Failure is good. All great people fail. Join the club. Now you part of the human success family, right? The path to success. A lot of failure, right? I had a fear of my individuality. I didn't want to step into a place where I now have control. You know, the Negro story gives you an out. You know, it gives you an out if you aren't far in life. Well, the Negro story, you know, of course not, right? It's a wealth gap. You know, it's systemic racism. So, especially the Negro male or the black male, if I fail, of course, I didn't have a shot, right? The expectation is super low. That's why the best version of a black man in a black community is a monogamous man. That is the ceiling for the black man. Oh, just be good to a woman. That's the ceiling. And you go to work. That's it. You know, don't think about putting a human being on Mars. Don't think about contributing any innovation to travel. Don't figure out how to solve the energy problem or how to make the internet faster or supply the entire planet with clean drinking water. Don't think about stuff like that. Monogamy, that's your ceiling, right? The path when you're on the Negro plantation to be a good black man, make sure them pictures are straight, right? Make sure them family photos are straight. Smile for the camera, right? And be a good boy, and you're straight, and go to work and stay over there. Go to church, pay your tithes. Boom. Simple. Simple. But don't you dare be an individual, though. Don't you dare, as a black man, ask, yo, does this black story work for me? Especially as a male, where they teach you to be so fearful and scared of your shadow. They don't know you to the point you don't know if you're coming or going. And the only investment that you can make into this world is below the waist. That's what the Negro plantation puts on the black male, that his entire intelligence and his entire essence is below his waist. As long as he performs there, he doesn't have to perform nowhere else in society. Just be fire as hell below the waist. See, those are plantation standards. I told you, when you left the white man's plantation, you walked onto another plantation. You just didn't know you was there, because one plantation, the plantation you left, was a plantation that put your body in bondage. The Negro plantation, or the black plantation, put your creativity in a plantation, or put your creativity in a bondage. It puts your innocence and your imagination into bondage, right? Where your entire value, the value of you, is a body part. And you better know how to use it. Because if you don't, by the standards of the Negro plantation, you not knowing how to use that body part holds more weight than your life accomplishments. You are judged by what goes on below that waist. That's why you got to get off the plantation, man, where mediocre is accepted. And if you don't, you have an out, right? If you don't, you have an out, right? When you step into individualism, you step into accountability. When you step off the Negro plantation, you begin to remove yourself from the history, and you begin to walk in the mystery. See, the history is fixed. That's all the Negro plantation is about. History, 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 right? They're masters of the past, but can't tell you nothing about the present or nothing about the future. See, when you leave the Negro plantation, you begin to go to the path of mystery, of possibility. When's the last time, whoever you are listening to me, when's the last time you just went into your own head and just said, what's the most money that I can make? Like, what is my financial ceiling? Have you asked yourself that? I mean, really been like clear, like, how far can I go financially? What's my ceiling? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about what's the best that you can look at any given time? When was you looking your best? And whatever age you are right now, Do you have that opportunity to go past that? Whatever your best was, can you go into competition with that and be greater? Have you asked yourself, how many countries can you visit? Have you thought about what it looks like you being extremely productive? What's the most that you can get done? Have you thought about it? What is the most that you can complete in a year, right? What's the most that you can get done in 30 days? What's the most you could get done in 90 days? What's the most you could get done in 6 months? What's the most you can get done in a year? What would a focused, laser focused 2 years look like in your life? What would a laser focused 3 years look like in your life? What would a laser focused decade look like in your life? How would that show up in your life? The time is going to go anyway. The time is going to pass anyway. The reason why I'm asking you that is because it's hard to think about those things when you're stuck in the history. It's hard to think about things like that when you're stuck in the history. Everything I'm talking about is the possibility. Everything I'm talking about is the mystery. It's the unlocking of something. When's the last time you had an opportunity to think about yourself in that manner and not feel shame from it because your thought it was just about you? A lot of y'all scared to just for a season to just be about yourself. And when I say about yourself, I'm not talking about a form of rebellion. Oh, I'm not messing with nobody now. And, I'm taking all the numbers out my phone. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about taking a season for yourself to work on yourself, where that season is a season of work. That season is a season of study. That season is a season of growth for you. I know what I'm saying is kind of like even a foreign concept to some people that you haven't even considered that. You haven't even considered what it is that you need. But I understand. I understand how powerful being on a plantation is. And my heart goes out to a lot of you out there because a lot of you have been stuck in a dream that ain't yours. My heart goes out to a lot of you because some of you, many of you, still have belief in this ideal that was packaged very well and sold to you by master salesmen. A package that's been sold to you by master finessers, My heart goes out to you for that, right? Because even to leading up to this video, you still believed in this collective. You didn't know, fam, bruh, baby girl, you didn't know that you was on a plantation. You thought it was over there. You thought you knew how it looked. You didn't know that the Negroes have a plantation of their own. But this one is so damn different because you can't see it, right? You don't know that your creativity is in the toilet. You don't know that your innovation is you're not even coming up with any ideals, right? Because of the Negro plantation. Remember, you're not allowed to think nothing outside of the group thought. It has to be about the group. What's better for the group? What's better for the collective? You are responsible for a bunch of strangers you're never even going to meet, right? When you get your income, include them. Okay. When you think about having a family, you better have them, right? Many of you have children with the thing with it in your head that your children are for the race. Like your children belong, and they have some type of debt on them that they got to perform a certain type of way because the ancestors. That you can't be about the mystery. Like who am I? And why am I here at this particular time? Why am I here? Why do I look like this? What is my role in the world? Am I just a leaf in the wind, or I want to get deeply rooted to something? And my heart goes out to a lot of people because you tried to get deeply rooted in some nigga shit. But I've been there, so I get it. I know what it looks like. You're dreaming of something. You would really like this to be true, right? You're looking for meaning outside of you. You know, you're looking for meaning outside of you through symbols and this ideal of a collective, these bodies together. It makes you feel so warm. But that ain't freedom, man. Right. Right. Freedom isn't necessarily me being able to do what I want. Freedom is me being able to think what I want. Okay? Because anything can happen to the body, right? The body can be harmed. The body can be imprisoned, right? So the body has physical limitation. The body is bound by the laws of physics. The mind isn't, though, right? The mind isn't. Now, the old plantation had an impact on your body. The Negro plantation has an impact on your mind. You are not allowed to think. You're not allowed to wonder, right? Remember, you have to stay on an invisible code. And I'm telling you that I went all around the world looking for this code and it does not exist. I did not find the code on tablet. I didn't find the code written on a structure. I didn't find the code when I looked into ancient geometry, right? When I was listening to futurists talk, they didn't talk about the future in a way that there was some type of code. I went on Clubhouse looking for the code and I still couldn't find it because the code is I want y'all to think about that for a sec. Think about this, right? Anybody that's into spells or high frequency prayer, you can appreciate this. When these people say stay on code, what do you think is the software programmed in the code that they're talking about? What does that mean? What frequency is that code? Say I do stay on code. What are the results? What is the results for my mental health? What is the results for my financial health? Is there a return? Will I feel it the next day if I stay on code? What does it mean? But I understand when you are a person that is looking for meaning in your life, you can be sold to. When you are a person that is looking for meaning in their life, you will you will gravitate to anyone that can make you feel something, right? What does the code mean? Right? And when somebody starts spitting it, ask them, man, do you got that in a book? Right? The code is not freedom. That's not freedom, right? At this point, y'all, that's that's the most important thing, man. Your time, your mind, your attention. Don't y'all want to be free? right? We talk so much about the system, but there's a lot of different type of systems though, right? The system is just not the American government. The system is just not the Federal Reserve. The system is just not necessarily corporations. There's a lot of type of systems, right? This nigga shit is a system, right? It's a frequency that is designed to take from you. It's not about how a person looks. This is about energy. This is about intention, right? Someone wishing you well it's not based on a gender or how somebody looks, right? This is about frequency. This is about vibration. This is about intention. You can laugh if you want. In the beginning was the word. Word is frequency. Word is vibration. In the beginning was the word. In the beginning was the breath of life. The breath that allows you and I to go. That's not frequency. That's not vibration. You don't feel how you feel when you take a deep breath. You don't feel that. That's what it's about. It's not about a dashiki. It's not about skin tone. It's not about none of that. It's about energy. It's about intention. It's about frequency, right? It's about your ability to make decisions on your own and do you. That's freedom. The code is not freedom. Never stay on nothing that doesn't offer the possibility of freedom. Sometimes you got to go to war. Sometimes you do got to get your hands dirty, and you're doing this for freedom. Does the code equal freedom? When I stay on code, do I get a prize in the mail? Or is the prize this ideal of the collective? Or how do my child benefit? How does my fellowship, how do they benefit? Right? Some would say, group economics, buy black, buy black. That's a code. Why can't I buy quality? Why can't I spend my money where I want to? Oh, the community. What community? These are questions that you want to ask so you can hear people. What community are you talking about? Who are you speaking of? A bunch of people that I never met, ain't gonna meet, and probably don't have things in common with? How about I spend my money where I want? Because I made it, right? I'll spend my money with brown people if it's quality. I want quality. I want quality in my food. I want quality in my clothes. I'm not giving nobody a pass for janky material, right? But group economics, I like the ideal, but isn't my first group in my crib, right? Then Derek Grace do something called in-home banking. You bank with your family. That's an option. But let's just say regular 3D group economics. If I sell pants and you sell shirts, right? My shirt is $10. Your pants is $10, right? I buy the shirt from you. You buy something for me. So we're switching money back and forth. How does that make money? Right? Now, what we could do is we could take these same shirts and these same pants, and the price we're selling it for, we can jack it up to other communities. So instead of me selling a $10 shirt and a $10 pants, we can now sell this for $25 to different people. When we talk about the group economics, there's never opportunity for no one to make money. It's just, hey, buy for me, I buy for you. How do you make money? Where's the money? Can I put 50,000 in your business and get a return? That's the thing that people should come with, right? But when you are in the negro plantation, it just, you know what? You made your money how you made it. I have no clue, but I'm gonna tell you how you should spend it just cause. And I'm not gonna offer you a way for you to flip your bread. I just want you to spend your bread how we say it, right? But what is freedom? What does that even look like? What does freedom look like? I'm gonna give you a blueprint of what I think freedom is and the path to individuality, right? What I think. So I wrote 9 down. Okay. 9. First one is, or the is write your own story. Some of you are saying, how do I get free? Can I hear you talking about freedom? What does that look like? Oh, you got to write your own story. When you write your own story, it takes you out of the history. When you write your own story, it takes you out of um, this is what they did to us. It's always what they did to us, what they did to us, or this happened to me in a period that you weren't even born. You got to write your own story, right? So you can't forget the fact that you are the ancestor. You have to write your own story because the story that you write is the story that future generations are going to reference and talk about. They're not going to skip you and go to some other people. You're going to be the ancestor. So you got to write your own story and move yourself away from his story. You got to start working on your story. You got to create, man. You got to come up from under this ideal of this collective ancestry community talk of, if you don't know your name, if you don't know these people's name and you can say it, that's not your ancestor. You just got a bunch of people that you trying to steal people's stories. If you don't got nobody that you can call on and use their name for a source of wisdom, right? Just start your own shit. If you don't come from a stellar family, just start your own. But don't be running around here stealing other people's stories, talking about our ancestors. What are their names? What are their names? And how can you use their name to get you some money? How can you use the ancestor's name to get you some love? What's the purpose of knowing the ancestor's name and using their names in the physical if it's not gonna get you no shit right now? What are we doing? You just calling on the ancestors. What if they on the other side like, God damn. What if they on the other side like, damn, I can't even tell. You calling me again for what? Then granddad come from the other side. What? Granddad, what you doing? You ain't even got nothing to say. You bringing these people from the other side just to be like, knock knock. Knock knock. You trying to play knock knock jokes with the spirit realm. That's fucked up. These people did their time here. They're transitioned to the other side. And you keep calling on the ancestors and you ain't using the name for absolutely nothing. You at your altar, granddad, granddad, granddad. He's like, this nigga calling me again. What? Granddad come to the other side. You hungry? That's messed up. You calling on the ancestors for this little stuff that you can solve with effort. You calling on the ancestors to intervene with things that you can solve yourself. I'd be mad as hell coming from the other side. Bringing these people from the other world into human problem, into modern day human shit, and you don't even want them for nothing. Your grandmama on the other side. Grandma! You bring her back. What season you use on your chicken? Man, these people need to smack y'all. Don't be calling on grandmama and granddaddy for little shit like that. That's dumb. That's dumb. But when you write your own story, you get to come up from underneath that, right? What works for you? So when you come off the Negro plantation, you're like, all right, bet I'm gonna write my own story. You know, I'm gonna raise my kids how I want. I'm gonna have a husband how I want, a wife how I want, a crib how I want, from up under his story, right? I'm not gonna work hard and acquire nice things with a sense of paranoia that I don't deserve these nice things, that somebody's gonna take it from me. Nah. So come up from under history and begin to write your own story. Where are you going? How's your life look? Have you seen yourself as a 50-year-old? Have you seen yourself as a 70-year-old? Have you seen yourself moving and shaking? Have you seen yourself with family? Have you seen yourself being loved? Have you seen yourself being rich? You got to write your own story. Have you seen yourself passing away? What would you like that to look like? But you can't even fathom or think them kind of thoughts when you're stuck on a plantation that you didn't even know you was on. Number 8, community with consent. Community with your consent. What this means is, and this is the blueprint to the path of individuality, okay? The only time you can be a community is with your consent. Let people know up front that you are not to be used by no groups without checking with you first. You have to have a contract with the group. What that means is, just because you're from the same city as me and we have brown skin and we go to the same barbershop and we listen to hip hop, it does not mean that I'm a part of your collective. Okay? Unless you get my permission first to include me in your group. Many people don't know how to tap into individuality because you are tied to a collective that you did not give your permission to be associated or affiliated with. You are allowed to be in the me business. Somebody in the chat say I'm in the me business. Somebody in the chat say I'm in the me business. Somebody in the chat say I'm in the motherfucking me business. I'm in the me business, man. I'm not in the we business. I have to take care of myself, right? I got to take care of my babies. You know what I mean? There's things that I want to do, you know? There's thoughts that I want to think. What happens when you don't want to hurt no more and you're ready to heal and you're ready to love? Can you do it on a plantation? Right? Can you heal and love on the Negro plantation? Are they going to let you do that? Right? Are they going to let you heal and love on the plantation? What happens when you want to make more money? What happens when you are ready to actually focus on yourself, man? Huh? Huh? What happens when you're ready to focus on yourself? Somebody in the chat say I'm in the me business. Now, when you say I'm in the me business, I want you to have intention. I need somebody in the chat when you are typing I'm in the me business. I want you to visualize the next 6 months to the end of the year. Anybody that's saying I'm in the me business, I need you to be picturing what you want the rest of your year to look like. Who do you want it to be there? Are you good with the money that you have now, or do you need to make more money by the end of the year? When you're saying I'm in the me business, don't be just saying this to be sassy, because I know you niggas. Y'all like to be sassy and shit, and because niggas gonna nig. But when you're saying I'm in the me business, I want you to be intentional about saying this, and I want you to be real clear about what it is that you're thinking when you're saying I'm in the me business. What does that mean? See, when I say I'm in the me business, I know what it means. I know what I mean when I say I'm in the me business. What does it mean when you say that you're in the me business? What does that look like? Because if you don't have a vision for being in the me business, you ain't. You're not in the me business if you don't got a vision. Because how you gonna know when you're there? How would you know if the blessing comes if you can't see it? Right? You're gonna fumble the bag, you're gonna fumble the love, you're gonna fumble the opportunity because you're gonna be still kicking and screaming, I'm in the me business, I'm in the me business, but you don't know what it looks like. Listen, man, stay on that Negro plantation if you ain't ready to have vision. Stay on the Negro plantation if you're not ready to have imagination. Stay on the Negro plantation, man, if you're not about to lean into your future. You're trying to lean into love. You're trying to lean into this money. You're trying to lean into to fellowship, right? Do you want to lean into relationships where the people that are on the other side are wishing you prosperity? Have you ever had relationships like that? If you have, I want you to keep it. And if you haven't, man, I'm talking about relationships where the people that you are involved with wish you well and prosperity, and they want to be a seed in your life. That's what I'm talking about. Is not fiction. I'm not talking about anything wild. When you say I'm in the me business, you got to be intentional. It ain't your job to try to take care of everybody. That's part of that Negro plantation. The Negro plantation makes you think that you are responsible for your entire family, even the people that don't want what you want. You still got to take care of them. It don't matter. Don't say you ain't in. Don't say you're in the me business if you don't got no visual. What does you being in the me business equal? Because if it don't equal nothing, you might as well stay on the Negro plantation. What does you being in the me business equal? When you're thinking about this, what's coming to mind? Can somebody in the chat? I just need to know that the words is landing. I don't expect everybody to get it. I wish everybody got it, but I don't expect everybody to get it. But if you're one of the few people that got it, when you think about the me business, what comes to mind? Can you share, please? I just need a couple people to share. I'm curious because I need to know that there's some people that have audacity and that are crazy like me, crazy enough to, you know, think with intentions. I need to know that there's some people crazy enough to see themselves somewhere. I need to know that there's some people still in 2020, as with as much as distraction there is in the world falling apart, that is people with vision, and that is people that can see themselves somewhere. I just need a couple. Is it anybody? When you say I'm in the me business, something comes to mind. I like that. I think of personal development and achievement. Can you see it? When you think of personal development and achievement, can you see it? What are you wearing when you're achieving this? When you are getting your awards, what are you wearing? What what does your life look like? Who are you married? Are you single? You got kids? Right? How much money are you making when you're doing this? Man, me influencing young men that grew up through rough edges to be refined and still keeping that edge. Hey, imagine, Steve, when you're saying I'm in the me business, imagining you with the resources to be able to take unlimited young men to a location of your choosing for personal development, for, just to hang out, you know what I'm saying? Allowing them to get out their neighborhood. If that's the vision, bro, I want you to go further than that. You know what I mean? Imagine being able to take these people different places and really expose these young men to different experiences. Imagine you're in that position. Imagine you're in the position where you can give jobs, where you ain't just talking. You got the ability to change people's financial trajectory at a young age. Imagine it. Imagine you pushing entrepreneurship to them. By the time they graduate high school, they know how to run businesses. They know about taxes. They know about life insurance or 401ks if those things exist. Imagine that. Setting my life up in a way that no one in my family has ever lived, had the audacity of vision and attempt. Imagine your family, Joanna, imagine your family having dual citizenship in other countries, owning real estate in different countries, right? You being able to pass that on to the people in your family, right? Imagine when your kids or your grandkids do well in school, they get cars for making an honor roll, right? Imagine your family, everybody bank account straight. Nobody is the weak link. Imagine everybody in your family having audacity, having the dare to be dreamed. Can you see that? Can you see the people that you love the most? Everybody checking their bank account, 250,000, 400,000. I'm talking about your family where you have a lineage of excellence. I'm talking about your family. Can you see that? Joanna D, can you see that? Can you taste it? Right? To the point where when all this winning is going on, you know exactly how your hairstyle is. Can you peep it? For me, I built a psychic medium out of myself, and I'm a whole hoodoo practitioner. I became a rebel that I wanted to go against my family. Imagine, imagine the people that call your line, right? That need some guidance and that need some assistance. Imagine they're in the NBA. Imagine they're in the NFL. Imagine they're politicians, right? Imagine they are clients or people, students with unlimited resources and they call your phone, right? Imagine you waking up in the morning, never worried about money again, because the people that you talk to are some of the most influential people in the world, some of the most financially set people in the world. I'm talking about you right now and what you're doing. Imagine whatever your life you want to look like, it changes within the next 6 months. Just imagine that. This is not nothing mystical. This is not nothing spooky. This is real shit, right? These are your thoughts. This is the possibility of all the things that y'all are sharing. This is not, I ain't talking about aliens coming to the planet. I'm just talking about intention. I'm just talking about mindset and thinking. Just imagine. This is why it's important to be in the mystery. You see what I'm saying about the mystery, right? So write your own story, right? You can only be a community with your consent. Believe in yourself more than you believe in the they. See, this is the path to individualism, right? This is the path to individualism, right? Believe in yourself more than you believe in the they and in the them. You know, when you on the Negro plantation, they always talk about they and them. They, them. You're like, who is that? Who is they and them? They really never have an answer for you. Who is that? They and them. I can tell you this, man. If you believe in yourself more than you believe in they and them, you can accomplish anything. I'm not saying that it's not going to be painful. I'm not saying that you might not stay up at night crying because the grind is so hard, or you may not know where your next paycheck or your next meal is coming from, but you got a vision and you know if you work this plan, this is the one. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that the relationship that you have right now that you are, so invested in, I'm not saying that's going to be there at the end. When you believe in yourself, there's sacrifices, you know. Sometimes the sacrifice is money, sometimes it's love, it's time, it's environment, but something changes, right? The system is so crafty and it's so strong, right? And it's clicking on all cylinders. So your belief in yourself is also has to click on all cylinders. You're gonna have to dig deep, deep down in yourself to pull something out of you that you didn't even know was there. When you have unlimited belief in yourself, you walk out the house like you don't worry about the system. In fact, you figure out the rules of the game and you figure out the system so you can use the system to your benefit. Now, you got to understand the system is going to get theirs, right? It's like the house, you know what I'm saying, at the casino. The casino is going to get theirs, right? Every now and then you see a winner popping up. You have to play the system to the point where when you catch a win, you walk away from the table, come back another day. Because if you stay there, the system is going to take it back, right? The system got to eat. And as long as you understand and go by and understand the rules of engagement, you'll be all right, right? It's not for it's not designed to beat the system. Is that you have to figure out how to work the system. You're in a game. You can't beat the system. It's not to be beaten. What it is to be is manipulated and used and to work in your favor. So you want to have a belief in yourself more than you have a belief in them. You want to have a belief in yourself more than you have a belief in the they, right? Right? You want to have a belief in yourself more than you have a belief in this boogeyman, right? The power of your belief in self is probably the strongest force on the planet. The power for you to of you believing in yourself. Ain't no drone strike, ain't no missile stronger than that. Is you crazy? Do you know what what would happen if you just woke up with a sense of belief in yourself? You know how your life can look. The same way you believe that the system is rigged. What if you believe that the system was in your favor? What if you believe that the God that you claim that you subscribe to and you follow and you worship, if you really believe that that God was in your favor, then you would not tell me that the system is rigged. You know it's part of the plan. It's part of the process, right? Number 6. This is the blueprint to individuality. Number 6. Release dead weight. Man, this is tough. It's a tough one, yo. Listen, man. If you ask me, Ken, what would you consider dead weight? I would tell you anybody that you've been trying to make come. First of all, let me reword that because y'all nasty. Okay. Anybody you've been trying to get to come with you, that's still nasty. Listen, I be trying to be serious, man. Y'all, I could just I could feel the nasty. I'm like, brother, look, okay. Everybody can't go, right? All the people that you've been trying to get to go with you, how about that, right? How about that? All right. All the people that you've been trying to get to go with you, and they keep fighting you, and you're getting stressed out, you're getting depressed, you are tripping over dead weight. Everybody cannot come with you, man. Everybody can't rock with you. Everybody can't mob with you in these other seasons. And it's not personal. Hell, you might be somebody's dead weight. Don't get it twisted. And if that's the case, you know what? It was fun. We did our thing, but it's time to go. Right? And I think people interpret that the wrong way. Just because friends are doing different things now and you see less of each other, it does not mean it's beef. It does not mean that what we did, there was no love there. It doesn't mean that we have a problem with each other. It just means that you don't fit in this season of my life. Now, that could mean forever. It could mean 10 years, or it could mean 6 months. Whatever the case, though, they can't go. And I know that's a super hard for a lot of you to release dead weight, to release people. You know, shit, it was hard for me. You know, I carried people, I collected people because I had a mentality, a scarcity that, you know, I don't want to lose nobody. Therefore, I'm trying to bring everybody into different seasons, and they don't even fit in the season that I'm trying to stick them in. And a lot of times we get caught up in old memories where we work together and we got some money, or what about old sex? What about when you're thinking of the past with somebody, y'all have bomb sex and you're trying to bring them in the updated season? You don't want to release that weight because they're a good sexual partner or they're a good ex. But your new season is a round hole and they're a square peg. They don't, right? You're trying to take them from yesterday and put them in your tomorrows. They don't fit. What if we was just good freaks with each other back then, and that's that? You know what I mean? I'll check in with you on your birthday. You know what I'm saying? Anything you got going on with your kids and shit, of course I want to know about it. Let's chop it up. But as far as, you know, we maxed out, right? There ain't nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And let me tell you something, man. Every time I go outside, I realize this world is more abundant than I thought it was a week prior. So you don't have to have no scarcity about any relationships that you are concerned with letting go because you don't know if you can replace somebody. No, and you're not supposed to. That was that relationship. This is something different. It's not about replacing a person. It's just adding to your life. When you're adding to your life, you're not replacing somebody. You're adding to your life. That person is going their own way. So you want to release that weight. When you release this dead weight, it's going to make the transition to you getting to your individuality much easier. You gotta release that weight, family. Release that weight is not just people, it's thoughts too. If the thought is if the thought is not getting us anywhere, if the thought is not conducive to where we're trying to go in life, if the thought isn't beneficial, then there's no reason in thinking it. If the thought can't graduate us, if the thought can't give us more than we have now, then there's no purpose in thinking the thought. So release dead weight is not just people. Release dead weight is behavior. Release dead weight is ideals, right? Release dead weight is energy. You have to let all that go on the path to individuality. Number 5, no more survivor's guilt. No more feeling ashamed because you're blessed. No more feeling bad because you have good looks. You have a good job. You got good education. You got a car. You got a crib. No more feeling bad because you made it and you're making it, right? No more feeling bad because of your hair texture. No more feeling bad because of your skin tone. No more feeling bad because, you know, your body looks a certain type of way and other people's don't. See, this survivor's guilt thing, you begin to dim your light because you feel sad, your beauty becomes a burden to you. Your money becomes a burden to you. Your big butt becomes a burden to you. Your hair texture becomes a burden to you. People, you think you all that, your money becomes a burden to you. Your education becomes a burden to you because you made it out and everybody different and everybody did. Your car looks a certain type of way. Your crib looks a certain type of way, right? You stand out among the group. So therefore you have anxiety now. So, why me? You start asking, why me? Why me, God? Why you couldn't give these gifts to someone else? You better be you better be careful with that. You better be careful with asking your God, why did he give your gifts to someone else? Why does someone else have your gift so they can make it out? Right? You better be real careful with that, fam, before you wake up one day, right? And the gifts that you use, that intelligence, that beauty, that money, that speed, right? Your talent that you have used to change your life, right? You better be careful because you may wake up one day and you might open your mouth to, and I will always, and you're going to be running to the bathroom. You're going to be looking in your mouth. You're going to get some ginger ale. You're going to be drinking a ginger ale. All right, we try this again. And I hope you have all you. You're going to be like, what the hell's going on? Why can't I sing? Oh, you don't remember what you said before you went to bed last night? Damn, God, I'm getting tired of people asking me to come sing at their wedding. Everywhere I go, people ask me to sing. Oh, I'm tired of singing. Urgh. Why me? I'm tired of his attention. I just wish nobody knew me. Hmm. Hmm. And then you woke up. I can love you better than she can. I can love you. Then your ass get slick and be like, well, at least I can rap. Who you loving, who you want to be hugging. Dipping on your Ninja Honda with Tanisha. You get that shit took from you too. You ain't slick. You ain't slick. Like, yeah, at least I can rap. You and I to you. And that is getting sucked right out of your throat. Your talent just, right? You cursing the gods because you got talent. You cursing the gods because you got a skill. And because other people don't have it, you feel so ashamed. A lot of you very attractive women oftentimes dumb your beauty down for the sisterhood because you don't want to be overly pretty because you don't want the sisterhood to think you got more dick access than them. A lot of you people dumb your smarts down, right? You don't want nobody to know you're smart because you're in a room full of goofies. So you don't want nobody to know, you know what I mean? Yo, no more survivor's guilt. Just go ahead and be great. Just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and accomplish it. Right? If you got a voice, go ahead and sing until it don't work no more. People like you, go out and make friends. If you're smart, man, solve some problems. Right? But don't wake up in the morning one day and be like, yo, what happened to my smarts? You know, I can't. You remember Nutty Professor too when Sherman he got drained for Buddy Love took that nigga's smarts. Don't wait, don't end up like Sherman. You know what I'm saying? Don't allow a Buddy Love to come in your life and take away your smarts. You sing, you got talent, let everybody know, right? So you can get paid for that. And that talent and that ability can take you around the world, you know, and your name can be in the minds of people and nationalities that you didn't even know existed. I'm not talking about some strange land of milk and honey. I am talking about your life where you are. Look around you. It gets better than that. On the Negro plantation, you're not allowed to think in terms of better. It gets better than that. Your body gets better than that. Your skin gets better than that. If you a cook, you can get better at that. I don't care how much money you got. There's more. I don't care where you travel. There's another place. And when you're making this stuff happen, don't have no survivor's guilt. You're there because you deserve to be. Number 4, find a mirror. This is very important because when you are you born in the on the Negro plantation, you live on the Negro plantation, you work and you're stuck on the Negro plantation, you don't know what finding a mirror looks like. You don't know what that looks like. You don't know what it's like to find a mirror. You know what I'm saying? Why am I saying find a mirror? When you find a mirror, you need to know what you look like. The problem with the collective is you don't see yourself. You only see the collective. You only see the we, right? You can't see yourself. So I want you to find a mirror. I want you to put your hands on your face. You know, I want you to look in the mirror and be like, damn, that's me, yo. There I am. That's me. A lot of you can't look in the mirror, but you can look at the collective. You can't look at the mirror, but you can look at the collective. You can look at the group, but you can't look in the mirror. A lot of you don't even know your own reflection. I'm telling you, you look in that mirror, you're going to see both, right? You're going to see glory and doom at the same time. You're going to see beauty and a horror story at the same time, right? You're going to see laughter and a sad face at the same time. You're going to see love and hate at the same time when you look in that mirror. You're all things. But I want you to look in the mirror, because when you look in the mirror, that is the path to individuality. Once you step into your person, that is a feeling, man, that is out of this world. To know that you was here. You was here. You walked this earth. You know, you loved, you cried, you had sex, you had kids, you ate, you traveled, you know, you read, you know, you tried different things. Grab your mirror, you know, because walking in that collective, you're invisible. No one even sees you, right? And I want you to be seen, okay? So grab your mirror. There's 3 more, but if you like to book a session, we could talk about that on the session. I put that in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to know about those last 3, or you need some help in your perspective, let me put that in the link chat again. You go ahead and put yourself on my calendar if you are curious about, you know, moving forward in your individuality. I could definitely help you with that. There's 3 more, but you could follow up with me behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'll tell the 3 to those that are members. You know what I mean? But for the public, you get the gist. And if you want to know more, then, you know, be part of my tribe, and then we can, where I'm really invested on your progress. You know what I'm saying? But get you a mirror. Get it fast. Get it now, right? Before it's too late. Before you lose the opportunity to say, there I am. Look. What else? I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? I didn't say everything that could possibly be said. But this. Some superheroes, they just can't be caged, you know? Some superheroes, they don't fit well on plantations, right? Some superheroes have the power to fly, you know, off the plantation. Some superheroes have the power of strength, and they can use their strength to get off the plantation. Some superheroes are fast and they can run up off the plantation. Me, I'm just a nigga with waves. Well, they coming back in because I cut them a little short. But you know my saying, right? Take care of yourself and each other. Stay off the plantation, y'all.
The reason why you down, cause somebody stole something from you. They stole your creativity. They stole your innocence. They stole your ability to dream. Well, I came to help you dream again. I came to help you get them dreams back. So you can start using your mind, changing your reality based on your thoughts. The struggle is in your mind, bro. The struggle is in your mind, girl. You can't be a victim in this life. You gotta go get yours. The universe is abundant. Everything on this planet is made to serve you. They got you distracted, thinking everything you need is outside of yourself. But that's the trick right there. I came to wake you up. I came to remind you. I came to tell you that the God that you're looking for is in the mirror. All you gotta do is all you gotta do is have audacity. I want you to dream. I want you to think outside the box. I want you to know there ain't no ceiling. The things that you believe changes your genetic code. You are your thoughts. You picked this life before you came here. So now it's about you turning that tragedy into triumph. The struggle is real, baby. It's all in your mind. All you gotta do is wake up.